Good evening, thank you. Perhaps their biggest game ever. Kettering folk have seen promotions, they've seen cup glories aplenty over 137 years of history, but have they ever seen a single match which carries a one-off, life-changing prize as great as this one does? Their goalkeeper manager Lee Harper, aware of the singular vastness of this game and its consequences, rested his dodgy back at the weekend and rested several of his outfield big hitters. And he faces a new challenge tonight, a new personal challenge, because Argentine Luciano Becchio is fully fit now and starts for Leeds for the first time in more than 2 months. It amounts to a semi-final. For Leeds folk, a trip to Old Trafford is the ultimate in rivalrous journeys, a revisitation of history, ancient and reasonably modern, a glimpse of what they want back. For Kettering, it could change the entire shape of their currently insecure future. Andy Townsend, it is a very high-stakes cup tie.
Well, it certainly is, Peter, and if it's anything like the first time back in Kettering 10 days ago, we're in for a treat, because it had a bit of everything. It had lots of commitment from both sides, plenty of chances, a few heroic performances, goal-mouth scrambles, it had plenty. Now, I would expect Leeds United to be very much on the front foot tonight and take the game to Kettering, but they're plucky, they've got some resistance, and I'm looking forward to the game.
Dempster at the back of Becchio. Dempster was outstanding in the first game alongside Roper at centre-half. He's closest to Beckford, as he's going to have to be. One thing we have already this Tuesday evening that we had on Sunday last but one is the driving rain, which has arrived on cue. And Robert Snodgrass may be favourite to wrap his left foot around this set piece. Alongside him, Neil Kilkenny. This in front of the goal, behind which those 1,100 Kettering supporters are ranged. The boss has erected a 4-man wall now. Doyle, Snodgrass, Kilkenny. Much too much space. Kettering got bodies around it and eventually conceded a corner last off Dempster.
It looked pretty obvious, Peter, didn't it? They took a long time to set that up. The referee held them, but it always looked like Houghton was going to spin out round the back and have a lot of time and space. That's exactly what happened. Need to sharpen up a little bit, Kettering, first few minutes.
Only forward from centre-half for the corner. Here's Kilkenny. And Snodgrass, and Beckford! And Harper's forward on it.
Well, first few minutes, it's crucial that Kettering keep their shape, keep their composure, and get tight on their players. There's too much room in the box, the ball's bobbling around. Harper delighted he can get his hands on it and just settle things down.
A worrying start for the team from Blue Square Premier, who, as Nat was saying, rested a lot of their big hitters at the weekend, but who revert to almost exactly the same team which took on Leeds so well 10 days back tonight. Just one change up front in the absence now of Asher Cody. It's this fella chasing it, Kitson Bain, who comes in. He's newly on loan from Tranmere Rovers. Was on the bench for the original tie, but I must say really stood out when I went to watch them play against Salisbury at Rockingham Road on Saturday. Never away from left back is by Davis. He's come to the Argentine Becchio. Aidan White wanted to thank him for the pass which fell short, but he's able to get back and make good the ground which he lost to Bain. Slipped through for Beckford, who's between the two centre-halves, and went for goal. Houghton wide of him and one side, and Snodgrass the other. Might have thought they were better options.
Yeah, possibly, Peter. I think you get a striker who's amongst the goals and has been. I think he's always going to have a little look, but if he can get a sighter on the goals, he will. Wouldn't point too much blame at Beckford there for looking to work Harper. We know the goalkeeper manager has got a bad back, and I'm sure Simon Grayson's been saying to his players, make sure you test him, work him as soon as you possibly can.
Simon Grayson's last cup tie before he starts life again. He turns 40 a week tomorrow. Very level-headed, sensible boss of this big club he is too. Houghton. Kilkenny. Hughes returns at right back for Leeds. Doyle. And now White and Becchio. And Snodgrass. And, given a thump by the ever-solid Dempster. Snodgrass's delivery was key to a lot of what Leeds did well. They were down in Northamptonshire weekend before last. Kenny, Hughes. Howson, the skipper. Driven against the fullback Davis. Hughes. Davis did well a second time, and Heslop comes away with it. By Nubisi, it's broken back to Howson. In by Snodgrass. And that is a really important block by Bucco as Michael Doyle threatened the Kettering goal.
It's good play, Snodgrass and Howson down on the right-hand side. They get the overlap. There's people spare at the back post. It's a brilliant tackle, Peter. You're absolutely right from Bucco. He has to throw himself in there to get a foot on that.
Mike Doyle, the loanee from Coventry. He went to the quarter-final with Chelsea last year, Michael Doyle. Snodgrass with the corner that he earned. Kilkenny. By Snodgrass, repelled by Nubisi.
Well, it's been a bit of a nervy opening passage, really, of play for Kettering. Leeds are like they were, actually, in the first leg. Very much in control of the game, dominant on the ball, but there's a lot of room on this pitch. I've played here many times, Peter. It's a big, big pitch. And a confident Leeds side is always very difficult to deny.
By Bromby, up by Dempster. Moment the sense that Kettering are rather getting away with it. They haven't settled onto the big stage just yet. They have actually over the course of the season in their league and in cup competitions a rather better away record than they have a home record. They haven't lost on the road anywhere since the middle of September. It includes some wins at some fairly major clubs in their context. Beckford and Howson and Becchio smashed it against Roper. Broken for Elding, who's won it for Kitson-Bain.
It's twice it's gone into Kitson-Bain. He has to try and hold that up and allow his team to get out of their own 18-yard box. They're literally making no ground at all at the moment.
Ball from Snodgrass. Howson has his full-back overlapping. Kilkenny, lovely return. Neil Kilkenny. What a beautiful move. Silky smooth football from Leeds.
It is good football. The away team is standing off them far too much, but it's very well engineered. It's patient, it's clever, it's one touch when it needs to be, then not afraid to take the extra touch in there, Kilkenny, and going very, very close. Maybe in the end, Peter, he'd be disappointed he doesn't actually get Harper sprawling to his right-hand side and putting his hands on it.
Certainly engaged Simon Grayson, that move. Well, Kilkenny is in very decent goal-scoring form at the moment. He has 3 goals in his last 6 games, after failing to score at all in the first 15 games of the season. Change of conditions right at kick-off. The rain started driving down, and a change of boots as a result for Jermaine Beckford. Here's Elding, one-time Leeds player. Richie Partridge, who so impressed in the first game. Bucco. Heslop. Left back it's Sol Davis. And again by Partridge. Ball quite high up, but if he was well positioned to see it wasn't handball. Howson couldn't take it on, Elding does. Nubisi, she played at right full back in the league game on Saturday. Bucco. Kilkenny. Seen by Nubisi. Hughes has missed the last 3 games through injury for Leeds. Turns in place of Jason Crowe. Here's White. Running it in at Becchio, importantly seen by Dempster.
It's a good run. Yeah, good run, Peter, from White there. Did ever so well. Got at the fullback, got outside Taylor.
Heslop caught as he crossed halfway. Snodgrass the offender.
I thought Heslop played particularly well in the first leg. He really kept driving his team forward, draws the foul there, and that's just given a little bit of a breather for Kettering at the moment. They just need to get it in and around the Leeds 18-yard box, just get them thinking about something.
It's John Dean, Lee Harper's right-hand man, his voice on the touchline and his source of considerable experience. Free kick lifted in by Taylor, nudged on by Elding. But Dempster couldn't keep it alive. Centre half in an area where he isn't really at home. Kettering-born gentleman. This club is his club. Beckford. Well welcomed in by Snodgrass, who has White going outside of him again. Here's Doyle. Howson needs to have a man over again. Aimed in at Beckford and nicked away at full stretch by Taylor.
What an important touch that was. Again, lots of white shirts in the box, committing, getting forward. Howson doing exactly the right thing. As soon as he got a yard, he's looking to deliver it.
Kilkenny, and Mikulik gave it a thump. Dempster away from the immediate danger area, and Taylor properly clear.
Just can't get a breather at the moment. Kettering can't get it forward, can't hold it up. Elding and Kitson Bain can't seem to get a grip of it at all and just invite their team forward. They've just got to hang in there, weather this storm. And I do fear it's pretty relentless at the moment.
They want to try and replicate is the performance they put in 3 days after the original Leeds game at Luton, when Lee Harper tells me they were really outstanding. A 1-0 away win at Kenilworth Road. They played near perfect football for their level, he says, and Partridge scored them a wonderful winning goal, but they can't escape at the moment, and here come Leeds again, and Harper is glad to get arms around it.
It's better actually if you can make Snodgrass come in on his right foot when he's crossing that. That does give defenders and the goalkeeper Harper a chance to see it a little bit easier and deal with it. It's when Leeds get people on the outside, getting to the byline, that's when Kettering look very vulnerable.
Davis. Stepped into by Hughes. Leeds have had 70% of the ball. And, well, stats don't lie, certainly that one doesn't. That is a real reflection of the game so far.
Yeah, and I think they need to get little Richie Partridge involved in the game more, because he actually has got the ability to hang on to it, to look for a pass, to invite others to come and play and join in with him.
He was in a Chester team last year that played Leeds in the League Cup and lost 5-2. Richie Partridge began his career at Liverpool. Here he is challenging Hughes and arriving rather late. Referees waved it on because it came to Kilkenny. He's drifted it towards Snodgrass. He squares up Taylor. Aims it in at Howson. And it was very adeptly steered away.
He's just having a word with Partridge here about that challenge. Come flying in, didn't he? Just a little bit late. He's just giving him a little verbal warning there.
So the travelling support is making itself heard at Ellen Road, and determined to enjoy this evening, whatever becomes of it. Kettering have got through the first near quarter of an hour with nothing worse than a few alarms. Coaches have been streaming up the M1, as many in the away end at Leeds this evening as very often there are altogether for a home game. Kettering forward by Becchio towards Beckford. Davis wanted the keeper and manager to come, but he didn't.
I think it was Roper getting a vital little nick on that, which just drifted the ball away from Beckford. He signals his strike partner Becchio. It was the right idea, and it was very close to dropping it into the perfect area for Beckford to get a strike on goals.
their part, Leeds on Saturday were involved in a thrilling 2-2 draw with their neighbours Huddersfield Town. They got an early settling goal on Saturday lunchtime. Ended up very nearly losing the game. Huddersfield hit their crossbar in stoppage time, but they haven't lost at home all season, except to Liverpool in the League Cup. And even that was narrow. The draw at Kettering was one of only 2 games Leeds have failed to win since they lost at Millwall. They're unbeaten in 9. Buka. Heslop, something for Bain to chase. Grim, who some deemed guilty when Ian Roper headed Kettering into the lead in the first game. Addy, you thought there was some shared responsibility?
Yeah, I thought Michalik, for a giant of a centre-half, Peter, thought he was just allowing his goalkeeper to come and get it. There's always a bit of a grey area. If it's there in front of you to challenge for it, go and head it, go and deal with it. Argue about it afterwards, but he ducked under it and the goalkeeper didn't get enough, nowhere near it, and Roper pops it in the net.
Davis was one of those rested for Kettering's game on Saturday. He's on 4 yellow cards. Another silly booking would have cost him this game. There is Big Michalik of Slovakia, who they get to play a part in the World Cup next summer. His new nation have qualified for the first time.
He's just making all the signals from the bench, John Dean. He's just being told to calm down a little bit. Of course, Lee Harper, the manager, in the goals, and Dixie Dean doing everything, trying to encourage people to run into the right areas. Realising, Peter, that you just cannot sit back and hope. You've got to have a bit of an attacking threat yourselves.
Swung wide by Doyle. It's come to Howson. Hughes and Doyle rather left it to each other, and Kettering were off the hook. It was interesting seeing John Dean told off by the 4th official. They're very old-fashioned manners. Saw him say sorry. Said sorry twice. You see that very often. Elding. Heslop. Still no way past Hughes. They just can't get Elding in. They can't get Partridge in. They can't give Bain a run. And Leeds keep bouncing back. Game played almost entirely in the Kettering half for the better part of 20 minutes now. But actually Lee Harper hasn't really had a save to make. Howson. Hughes. Snodgrass. Too much on it for Becchio, but helped on its way by Greg Taylor, and it's a Leeds corner.
Yeah, Greg Taylor saying there, look, I don't know if anyone's behind me, I can't leave it, I've got to put something on it, which he does. What they, as you said, Peter, in terms of going forward, they've not really posed any threat at all. What they are doing, they've got 2 solid banks of 4. Every time Leeds get it, they're getting back behind the ball. And they're just trying to frustrate. And as that clock keeps ticking away, and it's 0-0, then they're doing their job.
Snodgrass with the take. They're away by Nubisi. Bain is the lone chaser once more. White has time to sort it out. Doyle let it reach Snodgrass, and whom they're doubling up now, but even that's not enough. Snodgrass with the cross, and Roper with the uncomplicated clearance. He is really influential on either flank, Robert Snodgrass. Free kick against White. Quickly, optimistically taken by Taylor.
See, that's a waste, Peter. That is a complete waste. All they're doing now is inviting Leeds straight back at them. If you're under the cosh away from home in any match, what you do, you take the sting out of it, use the opportunity when the game is there to organise, have a bit of a breather, and maybe set something up, but you can't keep giving it back as it's coming straight back at you here.
Becchio and Snodgrass away from Taylor, and the header is in from Lucia Becchio. 20 minutes of domination and Leeds have the lead, which is the least they merit.
Yeah, and Kettering can have no complaints. It's a great goal, it's a good finish. Maybe a little bit disappointed as Snodgrass is able to duck back on his right foot there and still deliver the cross. It's a great finish from Becchio. Lovely glancing header. Once you've got him going in one way, you've got to try and prevent that cross from coming in. They don't. That's a smart finish, Peter, that really is. And that will relax the manager, I'm sure. That's just the tonic he needs.
For Luciano Becchio, a very first FA Cup goal, starting a game for the first time since the beginning of October. The 2009-10 FA Cup has a little bit of Argentine flavour. First time Leeds have been ahead in the tie. And now Kettering have little choice but to chase it a bit. Flags up against Bain. Bottom of your screen there. A few other cup replays being played tonight. Aldershot and Tranmere playing for the right to play Wolves, and Luton there 2-0 up on Rotherham. Should Luton beat Rotherham, they will go to Southampton in the third round. Leeds knocked out in the second round at Histon last year, in the first round by Hereford the year before, so they haven't played a third round tie since they last entered the competition at that stage in January of 2007. But they're dealing with this little potential problem with a degree of comfort which would concern Kettering and their followers. Here's Becchio. And through by Kilkenny, and welcomed in by Beckford. Terrific spin and a very fine save from Harper.
Terrific save from the goalie, Peter. Spoke before the game about him having a bad back. When he gets down nice and smart there. Good football again from Leeds. Lovely one-touch stuff. It's good feet from Beckford. I actually fancied him to score. I thought he'd strike that into the corner, but that's a brilliant save from the boss.
I must say, I thought it was a certainty. Terrific save from Harper. Howson. Keep his team in the cup tie. They surely can't afford to go two down this early. Beckford toying with Davis, rolling it into Becchio, hit by Snodgrass wide.
Well, we've seen that he can duck inside on his right foot. He can strike it if it's on his left. Feel sure he would have made the goalkeeper work, but it's pretty relentless, the pressure so far. This time Beckford looks up, he ducks inside. It's a cross-come shot there, comes back to Snodgrass. Has to take it very early. But of course, this is the goal. This is where he ducks back again on the right foot, stands it up, and that's a really good finish from Becchio. Really smart finish.
Howson. Becchio. I don't know whether he grew up hearing about the Argentine influence on the cup of Villa and Ardiles in the old days when Spurs were on their way to Wembley. Down by Kilkenny, in goes Becchio again. And out comes Heslop. Kettering really needs something to lift them here, to convince them that they are part of this occasion, because they barely have been yet. Bucco. Just as if they're playing with an inferiority complex here, which was so absent when they played the first time.
They're almost afraid to actually push up and play in Leeds' half. This is the furthest up the park they've actually been. Because what that's doing is that's inviting Leeds, so they've got loads of ground whenever they win the ball back. And the blue shirts just aren't tight enough at the moment when Leeds are in possession. They've got to make life difficult for the home side. At the moment, they're standing off them. It's the best little passage of play they've had. This is much better. Need more of it.
Oh my, it's come to Elding! Oh! Well, you have to say it was an heroic intervention from Lee Bromley going back. Elding, the former Leeds player, suddenly found the ball at his feet by pure accident.
It was. I just wonder if he was grappled with a little bit just there, half half a hand round him, but he should still be doing better there, Elding. He's the wrong side of Bromby. He's cut across him. Just a little bit of contact, but not enough, really, to warrant a poor finish like that.
What a moment for Anthony Elding on loan at Kettering from Crewe. Question whether Lee Bromby had hold of Elding, who is from a family of Leeds supporters. Moved forward by Mickelink. Interest Beckford. It's come back to Snodgrass. Beckford is penalised.
He's just backing in there, he's backing into Dempster. The referee saying you're not looking at the ball. Looking at the man, looking to deal with the man. That was just a reminder for the manager there, Simon Grayson, that can't take anything for granted. The ball was quite fortunate how it found its way through to Elding. It could be level.
Just like the way Simon Grayson's doing it, Andy, don't you? He seems to be a boss who said, look, we're not Leeds the way Leeds used to be. We're Leeds as we are now. We've got to play to get out of this division, be a bit humble, and become great again the right way round.
Exactly right, Peter. No, he's doing it very well. Former teammate of mine at Aston Villa. Excellent pro, and he's doing a marvellous job here.
Wait for him, wait for him. Go with him, go with him. Steady.
Howson. Becchio. Kilkenny. Doyle. Out steps Dempster, who continues to shine. Really does look a good, solid, no-nonsense centre-half. Partridge. Davis. And as much as it's easy to observe that Kettering are looking a little pale on the night so far, it shouldn't be forgotten that they are playing a team 2 leagues above them, and a team that are well clear at the top of League 2 above them. Leeds are a confident club with good players.
In fairness to Leeds, even when they went one down in the first leg, they never gave up their philosophy of keep getting it down, trying to play, keep knocking it wide. Of course, the Kettering crowd are desperate to get their team going.
And I guess whilst they'll love having that support, the Kettering players, it will bring a weight of expectation too, and they've spent the last 10 days being told you're about to play in the most important game in the club's history.
Very true. What we haven't always factored in, Pete, is that a lot of these white-shirted players will be desperate to go to Old Trafford too.
Of course. Kilkenny. Doyle. Snodgrass. White. Snodgrass and Beckford!
That's a miss for him. That's a big chance. That Harper's scrambling to his left-hand post. It's a decent ball in from Snodgrass. He doesn't really get the contact he's looking for. He almost misses it with the head, and one of those ones sometimes you see them, they come off the shoulder a little bit. Just doesn't really get enough on it. Still close enough, but I think that little shake of the head says it all. He should score.
Bromby's ball out wasn't the kindest for White. Beckford. Snodgrass. Becchio. Leeds breaking at breakneck speed. In by White. And turned behind in unorthodox but necessary fashion by Davis.
Did it very well, I've got to say, because Kilkenny was flying in, Howson was behind him. Very difficult ball to deal with when it's like that, and I think Sol Davis deals with it perfectly well. Just put it behind the goals and now deal with the corner.
He was sent off on this ground a couple of years ago, playing for Luton in the Championship. Snodgrass with the take. Taylor's partial clearance came back to Snodgrass, and then Kilkenny against Roper, lifted out by Nubissi, and Bain couldn't turn.
Just can't get hold of it, Kitson Bain. I mean, it's a difficult one that's coming into him. He's got a white shirt in front of him and one very close behind him, but I still think he can do a bit better for his team.
Kilkenny, oh, he's hit the post. What a fabulous strike. Back in by Snodgrass. What a pure hit, what a lovely hit.
Terrific strike.
Kilkenny again. Doyle. Becchio. He's thinking about it again. It's 3 cracks of goal in the game, Neil Kilkenny's had, 2 in the last 30 seconds.
This is a great strike, Peter. He's having a look. He's really looking to clip it and find somebody. Too much room in front of him. He just pulls the trigger on his left foot. Harper's beaten. He's looking. He's actually wanting to find somebody. There's no one there, and he just decides to have a go. Let fly. Very nearly finding the corner of the goals.
Here's Kilkenny again, earning a corner. And there was just a bit of shape on it, Andy, as well, wasn't there? And he really had picked his spot just inside that post.
Be interesting if he's up against Darren Gibson at United in the next one, because he's got a shot on him as well.
Yeah, good shout. Kilkenny. In by Snodgrass and claimed by Lee Harper. We did actually once have a trial here at Leeds, Lee Harper, back at the start of the 90s when Howard Wilkinson was manager. Allowed him 3 days at Thorpe Arch. He got injured on the first, and so couldn't impress. He went back home and joined Sittingbourne instead, and then was picked up by Arsenal. And the only previous time he's played on this ground was for an Arsenal 11 in John Lukic's testimonial game. Bucco. Taylor. That forward towards Bain, who just hasn't got in the game yet. He was a real twinkle-toes threat in the conference on Saturday afternoon, but he hasn't found his space on this stage. Here's Beckford, who certainly has. Jermaine Beckford, driven against Harper. We got lucky with the bounce out, which fell for Dempster.
What a good hit that is from Beckford. Robbie spoke before the game, Robbie, about Beckford, saying that it won't be long, I'm sure, before 1 or 2 maybe from a league or 2 above will come knocking on the door. He does have a good instinct for his goals. I like the way he's always looking to get it out of his feet, work them goalkeepers. Lots of strikers are often keen on having shots and they blaze them over the bar, but this guy's always looking to work the goalkeeper. Steps inside here, hitting the target. All right, it's right at the goalkeeper, but work him, make him save it.
14 goals in 22 games this season, 34 goals last season. He knows how to do it. With the slippery clearance, so reached Beckford via Howson, got away from Davis, and then Roper came across with a very well-timed sliding tackle.
Once he commits to it, Ian Roper, he's always got to get there. Beckford's on the gallop and he comes flying in, just about gets enough on it.
Ian Roper was on Walsall's bench when they got a cup tie at Old Trafford back in January of 1998. Probably as well he stayed on the bench. They shipped 5 that day. Cole got a couple, Solskjaer got a couple. That can be the reality of the romantic trip to Manchester United. Snodgrass with the take. And the header behind is by Elding. And this time it's going to be Kilkenny over the dead ball. Becchio's the target. This is Bromby. Howson. Doyle. Smashing support from the Kettering fans, and boy, the team need it. As Lee Bromby has a rather tame centre-half's effort at goal.
Yeah, just dropped to the wrong person, really. And there are quite a lot of these situations where balls are flashed in and players are trying to take them on the... as the ball's on the up first time. It's difficult.
Well, they're having a ball. They have had, as is well documented, several really memorable days and nights in the FA Cup in very recent times. It's not new to them, this particularly, the Kettering supporters. The special nature of this evening is not just that they're at a big ground, it's about what could happen next. Clash of heads between Mikulek and Bain. So Bain did well to get as high as Mikulek.
Right. I mean, that is a mismatch if ever I've seen one, because little Kitson Bain half the size of Mikulek. Nonetheless, I think the Leeds players come off worse there. The centre-half probably catching one right on his forehead. Yes, Bain's got caught on the side of the head.
There is Kitson Bain on loan from Tranmere. He is an international for Grenada. John Barnes brought him over, presumably as a result of his knowledge of Caribbean football. He has 9 international goals. A year ago yesterday, he was scoring a hat-trick for Grenada against Barbados in Jamaica. I imagine it wasn't 3 degrees and drizzling. He's okay, and so is Lubomir Mikulek, who, as I was mentioning, has his big international days possibly ahead of him with Slovakia. He'd love to be playing against New Zealand in Rustenburg on the 15th of June next year. And he is in the mix in the Slovakian squad. By Dempster. Heslop. That is charged down by Beckford. He does the dirty stuff too.
Good closing down, good work for his team. It allows people, when you see your strikers getting close, getting tight, trying to close people down, it allows you to get close to your own men behind it. That's exactly the right way. When you hear about defending from the front, you've just seen exactly what, good example of that.
Dempster. Partridge. Heslop. Dempster looking long. Holding, touching it on. Read by Hughes and out by Mikulek. Here comes Roper to thump it forward again. Cushioned by Bromby. Ankerman gave him a shout. White hasn't played any league games yet this season, a teenager. He's had a few cup opportunities. On by Becchio. Oh, confusion. It came off the centre-half and was driven with pace by Howson. And Lee Harper is well within his rights to be bailing out or balling out his 2 defenders there who made right his breakfast of this.
They certainly did. Dempster and Taylor it is that don't really call for it, don't get it sorted out. Good hit from Howson, good stave again from the goalkeeper.
Kilkenny, up in the air by Roper. Becchio has won it, and Lubisi has found touch. I would have thought Kettering would be quite happy to get through to half-time, just 1 behind.
Be delighted, absolutely thrilled, I think so, as they can get in, settle down, and John Dean can maybe just rejig it a little bit. I would be a little bit concerned about that second goal, Peter. It looks pretty ominous to me. I think it's vital that even if Kettering are only the 1 down with 10-15 minutes left, then you can maybe make a difference.
Snodgrass. Kilkenny, just so much space. Heslop found a way out. Bucco. Lubisi. Bain. Just a reminder that after Cup night tonight, it's Champions League night tomorrow, the final one before the winter break, and we're on air on ITV4 from 7 o'clock and on ITV1 from 7:30 for our live game, Olympiacos against Arsenal, and at 25 to 11 on ITV1, Champions League extra time, with all the goals from around Europe from tonight and from tomorrow night, Liverpool's game against Fiorentina included. I suppose without the Champions League, Sir Alex Ferguson might have been here tonight to see what he faced, but he's in Germany, trying to find 4 defenders.
It's very true, but I tell you what he will see when he watches this Leeds side. He'll see a team playing with confidence. They have a good shape about them, good understanding of each other's abilities. And if they are to go to Old Trafford, they'll give them a test.
Pico for Bain. It's all too easily taken it off it by Doyle. Snodgrass and Becchio. And Snodgrass has time to reset himself. And to worry the fullback, who eventually makes good his ground and clears Sol Davis. Kilkenny, Hughes, Kilkenny, Snodgrass for Doyle, and now White, away from Nubisi, Kilkenny, given a clout by Dempster, but Bromby out jumps Bain.
And they just can't get up behind the ball. Unfortunately at the moment, Heslop and Bucco in the middle of the park. They're doing so much front screening in front of their centre-halves. When they do get out, they just can't get close enough to Bain.
What a lovely touch from Beckford. Snodgrass tried to feather it through, and it struck Dempster on the arm, and a free kick has been given. What's more, he's going to take his name. Must have deemed that deliberate.
Certainly Becchio was just loitering in behind Dempster there.
Disputing, but walking away without further histrionics. That's going to bring a suspension, actually. That's his 5th yellow card. He was arrested at the weekend because he was already on 4.
We have seen here a couple of times, Michalik is over the ball and he doesn't take any prisoners with it, Peter. He looks to belt it.
There's nothing subtle about a Lubomir Michalik free kick. We are talking Bosch.
I'll cover everything if you're in that wall, believe me.
Michalik!
He doesn't have a clue where it's going, I forgot to tell you that. He runs up, he does hit it hard, but it's always fading away from the goals, yeah.
He hits a free kick like Devon Malcolm used to bowl. Just very fast. Sometimes it's your day. It's probably not quite fair on Devon Malcolm. I hope he's not watching. Forward by Kilkenny. Dempster got away with it. Busy for Taylor. Whereas Leeds fullbacks have been instrumental for large parts of the game, the Kettering fullbacks have to this point been strictly defenders only.
Yeah, they've been reluctant, haven't they, to go and join in. Understandable considering the amount of possession that Leeds have had.
Dempster, Heslop. That's a decent ball for Taylor. He's got away from his man, so can't deliver. Well worked out by White. Taylor got in the way. A goal for Kettering in this last minute or so before half-time would do for the dynamic of the whole piece.
think both managers, Peter, will actually be reasonably happy. I think Simon Grayson can't fault his own team for the way they've pushed and probed, and they got the goal, they're in front. Look like they're more than capable of adding to that tally. And John Dean and Lee Harper, I'm sure, are just delighted that it's only one. You never know.
Hughes, Becchio. Roper strong enough. When in doubt, just lie down on your opponent. Now comes Bucco. And Elding as we head into 2 minutes of first half stoppage time. Set back for Nubisi. Taylor from right back. Bucco's first touch was errant. And Leeds aren't allowing them second chances. Kilkenny. Forward by Partridge, and Elding is offside.
It's been difficult, hasn't it, for Elding and Kitson Bain. They've had very little to get on the end of. Not enough players in and around them. Been slightly disappointed that Partridge and Heslop haven't been able to affect the game a little bit more for Kettering. But it's been one-way traffic pretty much.
Richie Partridge there, who made his Liverpool debut in a cup tie, a League Cup tie at Stoke, which they won 8-0. It's a fair introduction to senior professional football. Robbie Fowler got a hat-trick. How can Kettering change the dynamic in the second half, Andy?
I would like to see them just put something in the box a little bit more. It doesn't have to be particularly pretty. I think they're trying to... It's encouraging to see them trying to play, but almost too much, almost in the wrong areas. Give Elding something to challenge Mikulik and Bromby for in the middle of that 6-yard box. Let's see Ankergren come flying off his line again and see how confident he is to come and get his hands on it. But at the moment, they just haven't really got themselves into a position where they can even throw anything in the box.
Foul on Snodgrass by Nubisi. Kasper Ankergren can't have had a quieter half of football this season. His opposite number, Lee Harper, has one more concern before the sanctuary of the dressing room.
Now this is vital, crucial. That Kettering concentrate here, tag people, get close to them, get very tight. Don't allow someone to wander off you and put it in the back of the net, not now.
There will only be time for this free kick. In the context of the game, this matters hugely. Kettering must keep it out to keep the tie alive. Snodgrass plays it in. And Roper did clear it, and there is the half-time whistle. And look, it's still only 1-0. And that being the case, the cup tie is still very much alive. Old Trafford is still very much available to all. Luciano Becchio's header brought the only goal of the game 20 minutes in. Leeds have been worth significantly more than that in terms of their domination, but Lee Harper's team are still in it, and Lee Harper is with Ned.